All right, my Taurus friends, how are you today? Aaron here bringing you your monthly horoscope for September of 2020. Now, we've got a pretty, it's not a lot going on, but it's a lot going on, okay? We've got Mercury is going to move 2 signs. Venus is going to move a sign. This is the end of summer, so we're going to begin a new season. And, of course, the once in every 2 years, the rarest retrograde in astrology or in the zodiac is a Mars retrograde. Okay, Mercury happens once every 3 times a year. All the outer planets happen once, every 6 months or so, depending on what side of the Earth they're on, what side of the sun they're on. All right, so let's get into it. Let me show you your chart here. Okay, Taurus, this is what's going on for you. You still got the big whammer in the first house. Okay. Expect the unexpected. This is going to be an ongoing theme for you for the next several years while Uranus is in Taurus, okay? This is a complete uprooting and change and shift in perspective, a complete change in your life, okay? We've had the sun kind of making these connections here to Taurus, to Uranus and Taurus in the early days of September, which is really, really powerful as the sun is in your 5th house right now, which is all about your creative self-expression. Okay, this is how you're firing yourself up and believing in yourself and saying yes to life, yes to the world, yes to going with the changes. Virgo is the mutable sign of the 3 earth signs, which means it's going to go with the change. And we look at Virgo as we look at the flowers and the plants and the trees that blossom and die every single year, right? And they go inward. Okay, so that means we're going with the change and the flow of things as these seasons change, as life changes. And it's difficult as a Tauran. It can be difficult. It's up, it's to each their own. But Taurans are like the steadfast, fixed sign in the zodiac, right? Even more so than Leo or Aquarians or Scorpios because it's an earth sign. So it's like, well, how? The wind blows quite quickly, and the wind can blow something from here to there very easily. Fire spreads rapidly, okay? Water in the streams and the rivers, very fast, the rapids. How long does it take a mountain to form? You know what I mean? Like, it's a slower moving sign, okay? And it's perfect because you're playing the part that you absolutely were born to play in doing so. But the exciting thing, the exciting thing is the sun and Mercury right now in your 5th house, again, charging you up and saying yes. Yes to life, yes to going through these changes, yes to whatever's coming. And further saying yes to myself. Yes, I'm not going to hide behind, hide behind myself, hide behind these thoughts that I can't something. You also have a lot of 12th house energy going on right now. Mars is up there. Mars is going to retrograde. We'll talk about that in a second. So it's like there's a lot of karmic things that are happening behind the scenes that are allowing this to play out exactly how it's supposed to, okay? Let me come back to the chart. So on the 5th, Mercury is going to leave your 5th house. Well, it's going to leave the sign of Virgo. It depends on where, it's funny, this is really more about a rising sign than a sun sign or a Venus or a moon. So where is your rising at? You know what I mean? If it's at 0 degrees, sure, then Mercury on the 5th is going to jump into your 6th house. Okay. Just so we're aware, this definitely pertains more to the rising sign than anything else. But that doesn't mean you can't find, now if you're a 29-degree Taurus, the Gemini horoscope might resonate slightly more with you, right? We gotta know that. Anyway, so Mercury is going to be moving into the sign of Libra, okay, which is really lovely. Mercury's leaving its home. It's home to Virgo. It's home to Gemini. All the noise, focus, okay, focused, very precise. Everything's on the table. Just this, okay? And so with the sun and Mercury being here right now, again, you're focused very much highly on what you need to do within yourself to create this change, okay? To be adaptive. All right, so Mercury entering the 6th house. The 6th house is about work. The 6th house is about, how we're applying these services to the world. And the sun's going to join Mercury on the 22nd of the month and ending our summer and beginning autumn, right? So Mercury coming into the 6th house is extremely important, because we're right now, it's just like we're taking this knowledge, we're taking this information that we have, and now applying it to how we're giving back to other people, right? And Mercury being in Libra is certainly about balance and wanting to be there for others, and understanding the balance of how much work we have to do ourselves, how much we're doing for other people, and you know, the balance that goes on with that. Okay, now Venus has been in your 3rd house here, which is about information, you know, and what we value here in the sign of Cancer is our emotions and nurturing and the home, and not just our home, but planet Earth and our connection here with planet Earth and nature. Okay. Which is funny because it's moving into your 4th house. So the 3rd house is all about information. Okay, the 4th house is about home and family and caring and nurturing. So we're getting a little bit of a flip-flop. So although Venus is leaving the water sign of Cancer, for you it's about information in the 3rd house, and now we're connecting into Leo, which is your 4th house. Okay, it's a really, really cool aspect for you. It's a cool placement for you. So Venus is saying, yes, fire up what I love, fire up that which I desire, believe in myself, believe that I can go after these things, you know, and you're getting a lot of help here with the Sun and Mercury, the first couple of days with Mercury and the Sun, obviously through the 22nd. Aiding Venus and saying, yes, let's get fired up about that, what we want, love, and desire, and that which we value. Okay, and what do we value? It's coming home. For you, the 4th house is Leo. We're coming home. Okay, back to that place of nature, back to paying attention to what's going on. You know, it's like this summer has been, you know, picked up, and we've been confined in, and now, you know, summer was here, and it's just like, well, we've got to do things and get out, and we don't know what's coming around the bend. So, you know, maybe we've neglected something around the home front or our connection with nature, and now it's saying, okay, let's remember to value these things. On the 9th, this is the whammer of the month, really. The whammer of the month, and for the next several months, is the Mars retrograde. Okay, Mars is going to retrograde at what, 28 degrees, 2809, something like that, on the 9th. Okay, Mars is going to begin its retrograde cycle, and that's going to last through November. Okay, all the way back, and then Mars will pick back up forward again, and it won't leave until January when it enters Taurus, which is your 1st house. Okay, so what this is for you, this is karmic endings, wrapping things up, concluding things. Okay, and it's about going internal when Mars is retrograde. Okay, Mars is our planet of action and seeking out and doing, and this is what I love, and this is what I desire, and this is what I think I want. And Mars helps me take that action and is our motivation to getting up and doing things, okay? So Mars retrograde, the last time it happened was 2018, and it was between Aquarius, and it retrograded back into Capricorn, which is almost, you know, it's a different placement. You know, Capricorn is where Mars is exalted because we're getting work done. And Aquarius is like futuristic thinking, you know, where we've got to be planning and thinking for the future, where now Mars is home in Aries. And this is about self. And with you, this is about our own karmic ties, our own karmic relationships that we've created in this life. And finding ways to go back, you know, revisit, rethink, and to resolve some of these karmic ties. You know, I give back everything that's yours and take back everything that's mine, energetically, not just material possessions. This is about energy. Okay, so this is really the meat of this month, is the Mars retrograde, and it's going to go very slow at first. We're going to feel it very slowly, and toward the end of this month, when it starts to square Saturn again and square, you know, Pluto is going to happen. In October, but either way, you know, it's like it's going to slow everything down. It's going to slow our ambitions down. So if you remember when we had all this Leo energy, okay, saying getting fired up, and to remember to harness that Leo light, that power of the sun, because we're going to need that energy now. We're going to need that energy now for the next 2 months. Okay, so extremely, extremely important. On the 17th, we have the Virgo new moon, which is exciting. You know, we just had this Pisces new moon. I put out 2 videos on that. I've been insanely busy and unfortunately couldn't get the horoscopes up, the monthly horoscopes up before the month started to talk about this. But honestly, the videos that I put out, there's 2 of them. There's one that's just a regular daily video, and then the other is an astrotheology video. It doesn't matter if you are a spiritual person, a religious person. The information that's in there that I talk about is really interesting and fascinating. It can be quite eye-opening. Check that out. I don't want to get into the whole Pisces new moon because it's at this point behind us. Okay, so the Pisces full moon. Now the Virgo new moon happening on the 17th, really exciting for you. Okay, this is where our emotional needs and the sun, the hero of the story, come together at 25 degrees at like 7 in the morning. Okay, and say, yes, this is my new focus. This is my new beginning. New moons are new beginnings. My new beginning in what? The 5th house. The 5th house is, again, our creative self-expression, as well as like love and romantic partnerships. Okay, not necessarily long-term partnerships, marriage or job or anything, but this is about love. Okay, so my Taurus friends, you know, you've got an opportunity for love on the horizon here that almost supersedes some of the other signs because you have Uranus in the 1st house. Because you have this karmic lift happening in behind the scenes in the 12th house, Uranus is saying like, look, yeah, this stuff happened. The stuff in the past happened in the past, and it's helped make me who I am. And now I am open and able to have a better relationship. And whether that's a new romantic partnership or a better relationship with myself or a better relationship with my mom or dad or, you know, sister, brother, whatever it is, you know, this is a very exciting time because it's just like all of this extra weight has been shed that's leading you to this. And this new moon means you have a beautiful opportunity, a new beginning for something to come your way, and especially highlighting that kind of romance. Okay? Pretty exciting. Oops. Let me come back here for a second. On the 22nd, the sun is going to leave your 5th house and enter your 6th house. We talked about earlier in the video. This is about work and service and about us being in balance. This is about a give and a take. We have to be aware of our own give and take, okay, come the end of this month. And then Mercury is going to zoom right through Libra. It's just like, yeah, I'll balance everything. Okay, we got to balance everything out. And we have to add air. You know what I mean? There's if you look at the chart right now, look, we've got 2 planets here. Planet just means wanderer in Virgo. We've got 3 planets here in Capricorn. We've got the Whopper here making your way through your 1st house in Taurus. Okay, there's a lot of earth energy. Okay, a lot of changing of things that are difficult to change. Okay, and then there's, you know, we can ignore these 3. Because, you know, it's Chiron, this is Eris, this is Black Moon, Lilith. They're not really planets in the terms of astrology. We just have Mars and fire right now, you know. So it's just like we've got water and earth energy, you know. So this can already feel a bit stagnant. And it's just like, well, how long does it take? Now, the river can roar and be mighty, but how long does it take to corrode away those hard edges, you know, of the earth? A lot of time. So that fire and air energy and Venus and Mercury, you know, at the beginning of the month here, they're both moving just a day apart, which means it's a sextile. Those are 60 degrees, Libra into Leo. Okay, so right now, Mercury and Venus are both moving through earth, water, sextile, which is easy flow of energy between those 2 signs. It's like, yeah, let's go with this change. Let's you know, bring insight into ourselves and emotional nourishment for ourselves, you know. And then we pick up and it's just, I need to focus on my home life. I need to focus on the balance, you know, of my home life, the balance of what I value, the balance of my give and take, you know. So this air energy that's coming, the fire energy that's coming, is a godsend, considering we're going to have the Mars retrograde. And you'll know what I mean, because, you know, it's like we're not going to honestly feel it like day 1 on the 9th. It's going to be a slow process, but by the end of this 2 months, when we're in, you know, the end of October and November, we're going to be, you know, there's a very sluggish kind of feeling, and there's like, I don't want to do things. Okay, so this air energy, the fire energy that's coming is a blessing to us. Okay, and again, coming back to reminding ourselves, remembering that Leo fire energy of the summer, to when we're not feeling motivated. I don't remember her name. If you just type in "motivation is BS" on YouTube, "motivation is fake," she'll pop up, and she talks about motivation. I'll talk about this more in the daily videos. Obviously, this is a monthly, but we're not going to be motivated. We're not always motivated to do the things that we need to do. We just have to do them. Emotionally, we can bury ourselves and not want to get up, not want to do the things that we have to do, but we have to do them. So we have to separate ourselves from emotions, separate from this, like, I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling ambitious. Again, Venus entering Leo is a godsend for this transition happening. Okay, so and then on the 27th, Mercury is going to enter Scorpio, which will later on retrograde Scorpio and then tip back into I think it'll go back into, it goes back into Libra for just a minute. Okay, but that won't be till October, so we're safe. The only retrograde that's going on now is going to be the Mars retrograde, and every outer planet is also retrograde, okay? But our personal planets, Venus and Mercury, are the only two forward-moving planets right now. Jupiter, retrogrades. Pluto, retrograde. Saturn, retrograde. Neptune, retrograde. Uranus, retrograde. Mars on the 9th, retrograde. Chiron, retrograde. Eris, retrograde. Okay? This is a lot of revisiting energy. Okay? Rethinking, reevaluating energy. And how do we calculate? And this is what's important, as Mars is going to be starting its squares to Saturn, Pluto, and Jupiter throughout the next couple of months. How do we reevaluate what we're doing to prepare us for the future? We know the future, Jupiter and Saturn are going to conjunct in the sign of Aquarius. This is about the future. It's just like calculated steps. What are we going to do now during this time to get us and to prepare us for then? Okay? Preparation time. And staying motivated. That's the best thing I can say to you right now, is stay motivated. Believe in yourself. You got some beautiful 5th house energy coming up. All right? You're going to do fine. I know it. I believe in you, Taurans. You're doing some major work for the entire zodiac, with Uranus being in your 1st house over the next couple of years. So thank you for your hard work. Thank you for hanging out with me as always. If you're new to the channel, check out the dailies where we dive into where the moon is and all these aspects on a way deeper level than the monthly overviews do. All right. So thank you. Give it a like, a share, and subscribe if you enjoy this, and we'll see you tomorrow.